Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do some Valentine's Day nails. First I'm going to remove my nails on camera using the Jello Peel Off Base Coat Remover. After that we're going to do a little unboxing and swatching of a collection I received from Sweetie Nail Supply, and we're going to create a Valentine's Day nail set using it. The collection is called the Slushy Collection from DVOK. It's a glittery gel polish collection and we'll be getting into the swatching a little bit later. But first we're going to remove these nails. This little bottle is like a serum and I'll apply it to my nails and let it sit for about 10 minutes. And then we'll gently start poking and peeling off the nails. At the 5-minute mark, I like to kind of just poke and peel a little bit and then add more serum and let it sit for another 5. And it just helps loosen it up a little bit better. The Jello Peel Off Kit comes with a serum and a peel off base gel. And what you do is you apply 2 coats of the gel, and then you do your nails as usual, and then whenever you're ready to remove them, whether that's just like a couple of days or up to 3 weeks, you apply the serum over top and you let it do its work like I'm doing right now. And this allows you to gently peel off your nails, and it works with both Gel X and Polygel. I'm not sure if it works with acrylic because I've never tried it, but I would assume so. I have this kit linked in pretty much all of my videos, so if you guys want to check it out, it'll be in the description box down below. I use this stuff all the time because it makes it so easy for me to switch up my nails without having to do a full soak off. As you can see, it does sometimes leave a little bit of product behind, so I like to lightly buff it off using a fine grit buffing block. It's kind of like this jelly texture, but after that I just wash my hands and I'm pretty much done and there's no damage at all. Jello is also from Sweetie Nail Supply, and if you're interested in making a purchase with them, I do have an affiliate discount code you guys can use. I'll pop it up on the screen here. It's Novagelic10. And yeah, in this video, we're just going to be using some products from Sweetie Nail Supply and creating a look with the collection they sent me. Okay, so here I have the DVOK Slushy Collection. The packaging is so sleek and modern. One thing I love about collections from Sweetie Nail Supply is that they always include a swatch card where you can attach your swatch beads, which I find super convenient, and who doesn't want a swatch card with their collections? Not only can you keep all these bottles stored in this really cute packaging, but you can also have a swatch card for easy access. These are all Korean gels, so you already know the quality is there. I also really love the bottles themselves. They're so cute. I just love the shape. And this time I filmed the swatches in direct sunlight. Obviously you don't want to have your gel polishes in natural sunlight for too long because it can harden. But I really wanted to show you guys what it would look like because I knew it would be the best lighting option. There is a lot of blues, so if you're into blues, this is perfect. But all of them are different. And here are all the swatches together under my studio light. I think it's so pretty. Let me know which shade was your favorite in the comments down below, and let's get into this nail tutorial. I'm going to start with my cuticle prep using the Sally Hansen Cuticle Serum. I apply a generous amount around the cuticles and let it sit for about 10 seconds to help soften everything up. Then I go in with a metal cuticle pusher to gently push back the cuticles and remove any excess cuticle from the nail plate. Once I'm done, I wash everything off with soap and water. Normally, I would trim my cuticles with a cuticle nipper at this point, but I didn't do that today since there wasn't much overgrowth. So instead, I went straight into buffing my natural nails using a buffing block. It doesn't need to be super gritty. This one is literally around 180 grit and it works perfectly. Or you can also use a sanding band to speed up the process. But I buffed the entire nail plate, making sure to get every single area just to remove the shine. After that, I'm going to go in with the Protein Prep Vitamin from Sweetie Nail Supply. This acts as a dehydrator, so I apply it to my nails and let it evaporate naturally before moving on. And now we're going to size out the nail tips. Today I'm using my long sculpted almond nail tips from Apres. I really wanted to do long nails today, and these sculpted tips fit my nails perfectly every single time, so that's what we're going to use. I'm going to size each tip, making sure it fits from sidewall to sidewall without pinching my nail. Since these tips are sculpted, there is a little bit more of like a space to fill in with the gel glue, so it's totally normal for it to be slightly raised on top of the nail bed, especially if you have flatter nails. If you have more of a C-curve pronounced nail shape like I do, sculpted tips actually tend to work better for those than standard natural nail tips, so I definitely recommend giving them a try. Once each nail tip is sized and fits perfectly, I'll just set them aside. Now I'm taking out my drill and setting the speed to around 6,000 RPM. I'm lightly etching the backside of my extensions right where they're going to meet my natural nail, just to create some texture for the gel glue to grip onto. This step really does make a difference. Whenever I skip it, my nails will just pop off, so definitely take your time here and make sure to get the corners as well. And once that's done, I'll set the tips aside and move on to the next step. Now I'm going to go in with the Jello Peel Off Base Coat. This is the peel off base coat I was talking about earlier in the video, and it pairs with the yellow serum I use to remove my nails. I like to apply 2 thin layers, curing in between each layer for 60 seconds. I like to go all the way up to the cuticle, but you don't have to. You can leave a little space in between the cuticle and your nail if you want your nails to last a little bit longer. And just make sure that you're fully curing for 60 seconds in between each coat. Next, I'm going in with this gel glue from Diami, which you can also get from Sweetie Nail Supply. This works as both a gel glue adhesive and an overlay gel, so you get 2 uses out of 1 product. I've been using this a lot lately because it has like a much thicker consistency than most gel glues, which makes it kind of easier for me to control. It's not really runny and the retention is really good, especially when you pair it with the protein prep vitamin, like the one I used earlier. So I'm just going to apply the gel glue to the backside of the extensions where I etched it, and adding a little extra product near the cuticle. Make sure you don't add too much and try not to get any trapped air bubbles in here, which can also cause big lifting. I place the tip onto my nail at about a 45-degree angle and slowly press it down until the gel glue flows towards the free edge of my natural nail. If you do see any bubbles forming, just lift the tip and reset it before curing. Once it's in place, I'll cure it for about 15 seconds. And I'm not doing an overlay today, I'm just bringing the extension all the way up to that cuticle. If you do want to do an overlay, place the tip slightly higher, about a centimeter away from the cuticle, and then flash cure it in place. Flash cure lamps like this are super handy, especially motion activated ones. Just remember, flash curing is only to hold the nail in place. Always follow up with a full size lamp so that the gel fully sets and your retention lasts. I'll have all the products and tools I use in this video, including my full-size nail lamp, linked in the description box down below. I've been using this lamp for years and it cures polygel, hard gel, basically every type of gel. It's just really good, so I highly recommend it. One of my nails didn't get gel glue all the way down to the free edge, so I just took a small liner brush with a little extra gel glue and swiped it on the underside of my free edge, and then I cured the nail again. Now I'm going to lightly file the cuticle area to help the extension blend more seamlessly with my natural nail. These nail tips are already really good and have a thin cuticle seam, but I like to make it even thinner just to get the best results, so I'm using a 240 grit mini sanding band at around 7,000 RPM, and I'm gently going around the sidewalls and cuticle area. I'm keeping my drill parallel to my natural nail and not digging into it, because that can cause heat spikes and rings of fire. I usually go over this area about 2 to 3 passes, and while I'm there, I'm also lightly etching the surface of my extensions, especially focusing on the edges. That's where the gel products are most likely to peel off of the nail tip, so I like to focus most of my attention there. Lightly etching the extensions help the gels adhere better over time and really improves retention so that the product stays on the extension instead of lifting or peeling. Next, I'm going to quickly use a 180 grit hand file to shape the very tips of my nail extensions, just smoothing out any rough edges and perfecting the shape I want. And once that's done, I'll remove all the dust using some rubbing alcohol. Then comes one of my favorite steps, which is sealing the extensions with acetone. This part is so easy and really satisfying. All you have to do is take a little oval brush, swipe the acetone around the cuticle area just enough to see it melt into the nail, and you're basically done. Now we're moving on to the gel application using the Soft Gel Silk Rubber Base, which has this creamy, milky white color. I'm starting with a slip layer just like you would with regular polish. This thin layer helps the rubber base glide across the nail more easily and gives me better control while building the structure. Once that's down, I grab a small bead of the rubber base and gently float it from the base towards the tip using soft back and forth strokes. I cleaned up any excess along the edges as I go, and then I used a liner brush to perfect the shape, filling in any low spots and creating a smooth and even apex. I usually let the gel self-level for about a few seconds, and if needed, I'll turn the nail upside down briefly just to help it settle. Each nail gets 30 seconds of curing individually. Curing one at a time helps keep the product from shifting and make sure each nail keeps its intended shape. After all the nails are built, I pop my hand in my full-size nail lamp for an additional 60 seconds to ensure that everything is properly cured. This rubber base is really creamy and easy to work with. It's softer than builder gel, so you do need to work fairly quickly, but it's also more flexible, and that makes it great if you just want to add strength to your extensions or to your natural nails. And now that my base is ready, we can move on to the design. From the Slushy Collection, I decided to go with DG47, which is like this beautiful mauve-y pink glitter gel. If you watch a lot of my videos, you probably already know I have a thing for pink, so this was kind of an easy pick. Plus, it's a Valentine's Day look, so we're gonna stay on the pink theme for a while. I wanted to keep it simple, so I just went with a glitter ombre, nothing too complicated. I did consider doing a two-tone glitter ombre, but then I cured my nails and I was like, it's alright. I apply the glitter halfway up the nail and then take an ombre brush and gently fan out the glitter so that they transition smoothly into the milky white base. And next I'm going to take these two gel polishes, it's like a baby pink and a white, and start painting some lips and heart designs. I'll start with the lips, which you guys can kind of watch, but it's a little bit tricky to explain, but I'll do my best. So first, I wiped my nails with acetone to remove the sticky inhibition layer from the glitter gel, because that can interfere with the design. I didn't record that part, but it's important. And I'm going to use a thin liner brush, which has very few bristles. I actually like to trim my brush bristles so that they're like ultra thin, which makes them perfect for small designs like this. And I coat the brush lightly with the baby pink gel polish. And to start, I draw a soft, narrow oval shape in the center of my nail, but I leave the sides open. And this acts as a guide for building the lips. And then I go in and create the bottom lip by placing a tiny bit of polish in the center at the bottom of my guide and dragging it towards the sides. Using too much polish at once can make the shape really messy, so it's better to work with just a little bit at a time. And for the top lip, I did the same thing on each side, placing the polish slightly towards the outer edges and dragging them towards the corners. Then I defined the cupid's bow in the center, and that's how I did my lip shapes. Working slowly and with a light hand helps you get clean, precise lips, and it's easier to correct mistakes if you don't overload your brush with polish. And that's the best tips I can give on doing these little lips. For the little hearts, I kept using the same dual-ended liner brush. On one end, it has this small dotting tool. So I picked up the pink with the dotting tool and I placed 2 small dots on my nails, and then I used the fine bristles to drag the polish down to the bottom, creating the classic heart shape. This works best with a very thin brush. Again, if you need to trim the bristles and go extra fine, go for it. I didn't want to do too much with this design. I liked it cute and simple, but I thought these little hearts added a little bit of cute and delicacy on their own. I applied my favorite top coat, the Mayo Glossy Top Coat, all over my nails. It's true to its name, it's super glossy, stain resistant, and scratch resistant. And I cured everything in my full-sized nail lamp for 60 seconds. I then decided to add a little charm, so I used the Jinbei Crazy Thick Top Gel, and this is basically an overlay gel. But it's perfect for gluing larger or chunkier charms because it has a super strong grip. It's also non-wipe, so you don't need to put top coat on afterwards. And I applied a generous amount of gel to the nail because the pearl heart doesn't sit completely flat on its own. So I had to kind of go in with my liner brush and surround it with the gel. I placed the charm on my nail and then I flash cured it in place for 15 seconds. And then I went ahead and fully cured it for 60 seconds in my full-size nail lamp. After that, I went back around the edges of the charm and applied a little bit more gel to seal it in place, but only after the first coat of gel was fully cured, and this ensured that the charm is secure and will stay put. To finish off, I'm applying my lemon cookie scented cuticle oil from Blossom. This stuff smells incredible. It's so fresh and sweet. And here are the finished nails. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think they turned out super cute and they're actually pretty beginner friendly too. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one.